everything through the Concur Travel Wizard. This is done through Pricebreaker. And without further ado, I'm just going to invite Gerard to share a little bit more about the value propositions from Pricebreaker. Gerard, please.
Okay, thank you, Royston. First of all, congratulations to NUS for the full rollout to Concur today, the first day. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, can I just check, is everyone able to see my screen? Okay, then I shall start. Thank you for the opportunity today to share our value proposition. I understand that it has been a long day, and I promise to keep this short and sweet for everyone. Okay. Okay. Main topic for the day will be about us, a reminder, the services that we provide, reasons to book with us, and lastly, Q&A. Okay, we are a travel management company established since 1976, and we offer a diverse range of travel services. We cover 3 core areas in terms of corporate businesses, MICE, and leisure. And our portfolio actually consists of 5 brands. For corporate, we call it the Pricebreaker Corporate. Under MICE, we call it Accolade. And for leisure, we call it Pricebreaker Cruise Arena for cruising, and Platform 9 for rail related. Just to add on that, we are the appointed agent for Rail Europe train tickets. For the last 12 years, we are the sole travel management company appointed to serve the Singapore government and for NUS. We have been booking trips for the NUS travel community, and annually, we have created more than 10,000 bookings for NUS traveler. We are familiar and experienced with the general requirement of the travelers here, as well as the nature of most trips undertaken by your traveler. NUS travel volume annually attributes to about 30% of the entire Singapore government travel volume. It's a huge agency, NUS. And we have recently conducted our annual customer satisfaction survey during the circuit breaker period for FY19. We have sent out to more than 2,009 unique email addresses, and generally, NUS travelers are satisfied with the level of service provided to them, and most of them have kind words to say about NUS Travel Desk that are solely dedicated to serving the community here. Thank you very much for this high mandate. With that said, we are aware that some may not know much about Pricebreaker, and that is the main reason why we are here to share more about us and what we can do for you. Services. Think of us as a one-stop shop. Be it flight reservation, hotel bookings, car transfer, or train ticket, we are well equipped to handle your requests. But we also know that there's more to a trip than those. Occasionally, you may need to travel to a country where even our very powerful passport still need a little bit of help in the form of a visa. We are here to offer visa advice and assistance for the application. And we understand that in the world of travel, support may be needed at any time of the day, especially with COVID-19 global pandemic. And we have in place a 24/7 customer support team to take your call to help you out of a sticky situation. And if you would like to consider a company retreat or even a personal vacation after COVID-19, do consider us. We have experienced team to help you plan your ideal itinerary. 3 main reasons to book with us. We understand that the main concern of NUS travel community is pricing. Sometimes travelers just want the flexibility in your booking. Sometimes travelers just want the kind of airfare that can be found on the airline website. In other words, cheap fare. Different trips have different requirements. We fully understand that. At the end of the day, travelers just want something that is exactly what you need, and we can provide just that. A variation of airfares, a large inventory of hotels and property, and someone to turn to should you require urgent assistance when you are overseas. We have access to both flexible and restricted fare, airfares that meet your needs. Flexible fares come in the form of either market fare, they are called the non-discounted and can be found anywhere through any other TMCs, or government corporate fares. These are discounted fares from the market fares and only exclusively available through price breaker. Government corporate fares are negotiated by Vital, a department under the Ministry of Finance, by using Singapore government total travel volume to negotiate for a very good fare. On the other hand, we also recognize and we have access to airfares that you can find on airline website. Those are cheaper, restricted, and come with tight terms and conditions, such as is changeable, but at a very high penalty fee and non-refundable if trips are cancelled. In case you think we only sell full service airline, you'll be pleased to know we can also quote for low-cost carrier such as Scoot, Jetstar, and AirAsia. This table is with reference to Singapore Airlines' current fare structure for economy class, and it allows us to do a quick glance on the various types of fares, which are the restricted, market, and corporate fares. All these fares are available through price breaker. Each type of fares ranging from light to standard to flexi, and they have different terms conditions tied to it. The kind of trips you will be taking will be reflected in the kind of fares that you require, from restricted to flexible. Restricted fares basically means that everything is chargeable, from making a flight amendment to securing your favorite seat number. And if trips is cancelled, please note that it is highly possible that it is non-refundable in normal circumstances. On the other end, we have access to fares which come at a higher price point, but they can offer the flexibility that you require for trips where changes are anticipated even after the ticket has been issued. The main difference between market fares and corporate fares are the discounted pricing, and do note that corporate fares are only available in standard and flexi category, and once again to highlight that it's only available through price breaker. If you are wondering which type of fares you need, let us elaborate a bit more. Under flexible category, longer deadline means more time to obtain the necessary approval. Flexible terms and conditions means more changes are possible. Ancillary services means meals and seat may be included at no extra cost. On the other end, under restricted fares, shorter deadline and usually common for low-cost carrier and regional domestic airline, such as intra-USA and intra-Europe. Restricted terms and conditions means usually is not refundable and has limited changes. Ancillary services means seats and meal may incur additional costs. For better booking experience with us, the following should be indicated upon initiating a travel request. Let us know your destination. Specify the airport, as there are different airports within a city. For example, New York, JFK, and Newark. Number of travelers, so that we can advise if there are sufficient seats for the flights. Travel dates, provide a specific date so that we can provide accurate flight quotation at the time of quoting. Travel entitlement, econ or business. Fare type, flexible or restricted. Flight routes, if any. These 6 fields will give us a good idea on the kind of flight routes, on the kind of flight codes you are looking for. We encourage requester to include as much information as possible so that we can provide codes suitable to your needs. If you also have a preferred stopover, do feel free to let us know. 4-step booking process. With Concur, it's very simple. We keep it to 4 steps. Search for your preferred flight itinerary. Once you have confirmed your travel plans, make a booking to create the flight reservation to secure the seat. Once seat has been secured, it will be routed to the approver to obtain approval. Once approved, the booking will be routed to price breaker to issue the ticket. The ticket will then be issued to and charged to the Central Travel Account, CTA, tagged to the traveler's profile. Therefore, the invoice will be sent to the traveler's tag cluster for backend reconciliation. Sorry, just bear with me for a while. Okay. Sorry, just bear with me for a while. The aircraft is flying over.
I think Gerard stays quite near me. I can hear the aircraft as well.
Yeah. After the call, I'll tell you where I stay.
And Singapore is very small anyway, so
Yeah. Do bear with me. Yeah, the aircraft. Okay. Let's continue. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Now let's talk about online booking via Concur platform. Okay. For online booking via Concur Travel, NUS has set the settings, the system setting based on the most direct and economical criteria. Therefore, in this example, the airline that fulfill both criteria is actually Korean Air at $862, and thus it was defined as the least cost logical option. What we would like to share here is that under the criteria, even though Korean Air is defined as the least cost logical option, they are not the lowest price. And if in this example, the lowest price airline is actually Cathay at 642, a $200 different. So the two criteria are taken into consideration. Okay. In this case, when least cost logical option is not selected, traveler have selected an alternative airline which costs more. It means an approval is required, and a reason must be selected from below listing because the travel rule has been triggered. That's for online booking. How about offline booking? For offline booking via Concur Travel, traveler will have to submit an online booking via Concur request. 3 flight codes based on the lowest fare available will be provided by NUS Travel Desk at the point of travel request. This is in accordance to the travel policy, which is based on the most direct and economical criteria. Once a flight quotation is selected, NUS Travel Desk will create the flight reservation and will push back to Concur for approval. Once approved, the booking will again be routed back to price breaker to issue the ticket. Again, the ticket will be charged and issued to the CTA tagged to the traveler's profile, and thereafter the invoice will be sent to the traveler's tag cluster for backend reconciliation. Important note to take note of the visa requirement. Please ensure that you are holding a valid visa to the country prior to flight departure. Visa should be approved prior to ticket issuance. It should not be. It should be issued prior to ticket is issued, and you can check with NUS Travel Desk if you need visa for the country that you are visiting. NUS Travel Desk will be able to assist with visa application. Okay, now for a large inventory of hotel. For Singapore hotels, Vital has actually negotiated corporate rates for Singapore hotels. These are discounted rates of the public rates that Singapore hotel offer for visitors and walk-in. but however, they need to be procured through GBs. For price breaker, we have also access to large inventory of hotel through our hotel aggregator partner. This can be assisted via an offline request through Concur Travel. For Concur, hotels is readily available, and the partners is booking.com. Talking more about booking.com in Concur Travel, please note that due to the travel policy, it will be only featuring hotels that are rated 4-star and below. At times when you are seeing a Genius logo, this Genius logo basically means that it is an exclusive rates from booking.com that are available via Concur Travel as compared to booking.com website. Okay, if there is no Genius logo icon, the rates that you see in Concur and the rates that you see in booking.com, they are the same. You have to compare apple to apple, same check-in date, same room type. Okay, and one important point to take note that please note that only personal credit card can be used as guarantee at the point of creating a hotel reservation in Concur and to pay upon checkout, upon completion of your stay.
Gerard.
Yes.
It is the personal card or the CTC card.
Okay, personal card or CTC card.
Yeah, you just say personal card only.
Okay, noted. Personal card and CTC card. Okay. Okay, for customer support, for Concur access related, the email to check with is ask.concur@nus.edu.sg. For any queries that are booking related in terms of pricing, seating, preferences like meals or seats or visa, please check with us, Price Breaker. The email will be nus-online rt.pricebreaker.travel or do call us at 6317-2110. Okay, now, and a very important point that I'd like to share with everyone is that our support doesn't end after we issue the ticket. We do have one segment where we call it the duty of care support. We do have a team where we monitor worldwide news closely behind the scene. Any incident that might impact air travel, we are concerned. What we do is we monitor, and if we find that this incident might impact our traveler, we will check through our reservation system. So it's very important that travelers book with us so that we have access to your flight reservation details, and for us to quickly identify the affected traveler. And once identified, we will be able to contact the travelers and NUS point of contact, which is our Office of Human Resource. Thereafter, we will provide support to the traveler whenever possible. In terms of if you need to come back the next day, we will check whether are there seats available. If you need to reroute your flights, we will be able to assist on that also. So basically, we classify incidents under 3 main categories: air, natural calamities, and security. Okay, so one important point that I need to stress and re-stress here is that now every NUS staff has a Concur profile, and it's very important that your mobile number and email address is constantly updated to the latest information. This will allow airline and ourselves to contact effective contact tracing if required, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. So just to share some numbers, from year 2017 to 2019, we have actually identified 22 incidents that has impacted 93 travelers. I use the word impacted because they are at the area of incident, but we are to date they are all fine. They are all fine from the incident. Then I would like to share some stories with you. For example, many years back, if many of us have recalled, Turkey, they have the military had a coup. So what happens is that we identified all the travelers, and we identified one traveler, NUS prof. He was stuck in Yerevan in Armenia. So we contacted him, and he shared with us his ground situation. So he shared that he's supposed to fly to Istanbul and to connect to Singapore Airlines to come back to Singapore. So airport was closed at that time. So we worked with him to see what was the best option. And we worked hand in hand, and eventually he booked a one-way ticket from Yerevan to Rome, while we contacted Singapore Airlines. At that time, due to the incident, it was very hard to contact the airline. We persevered on, and we contacted them, and we made the change from Istanbul to come back from Rome to Singapore. So these are cases where we sometimes we work hand in hand together with the traveler to get them out of the impact area and back to Singapore in consideration of the time critical. Okay. Another incident that I would like to share is that early this year, 2020, Lufthansa, if you all recall, they have actually cancelled more than 1,000 flights over a 2-day German strike. This was chaotic. Many travelers were affected. We identified 2 travelers affected by the flight cancellation. We worked tirelessly to reaccommodate the travelers on alternative flights, meaning that they might be flying on different airlines, they might be flying on different routings to get to their final destination on a different dates. All this we work with the airlines to reaccommodate them at no additional cost. But we are fortunate that they have given us time, and they were understanding, and we were able to reaccommodate them. So for COVID-19, unfortunately, NUS Travel Desk has actually handled more than 700 refunds since we come back from 2020 Chinese New Year in late January. At the peak of COVID-19 global pandemic, one of our consultants has actually processed more than 50 refunds in a single day. Airline refund policy has been constantly changing during April and May, because they are still grappling the consequences of the global pandemic. Just to share here, for travel arranger who have actually requested for your travelers tickets to be refunded, and you have yet to hear from us, be assured that they are being processed. Many of the airlines, they have actually prioritized the refund of the tickets by virtue of the departure dates. Yep. Okay, just to share our service level agreement for the vital contract which NUS is in. For point-to-point itinerary is 4 hours, complex itinerary 24 hours, and with Concur travel requester will now have the added avenue to obtain flights quotation online, thus shortening the time. And for transaction fee, just do take note that if it's purely on Concur travel online, if it's air or air plus hotel, the transaction fee is $20 per person, per travelers, per PNR. If you are just buying hotel only, it will be $20 per hotel per room. Okay. In the event if it's a complex itinerary and you would like NUS Travel Desk to assist on the itinerary, I guess many of you will be familiar. For air or air plus hotel, it's actually 40 per pax per PNR. Hotels only will be $26 per hotel per room. If it was a very simple booking, which initially is triggered online, and subsequently travelers need to travel to more destination, and it has to be shifted to offline for NUS Travel Desk to handle. The transaction fee will be $40. Will be capped at $40 for per pax per PNR. Okay. With that, I have completed my presentation slides. Royston?
Good, you have something to say? I saw you unmic yourself.
Yeah, Gerard, we have a few questions. I think it is good to bring it on the table and discuss.
Okay.
There is one question from Alec. Alec is talking about his boss itinerary changes quite regularly. Then he said it is cumbersome to repeatedly cancel and then ask the travel desk to reissue. That is first part. The second part is, if I were to block certain trips, does it mean the booking is paid? And then if it is paid, do I have to wait for the funding for the refund to be made before I resubmit? That last question is an internal process. But let's start with the first question on my boss itinerary changes quite regularly. How do I better manage this change instead of booking and then cancel and then book again? Any advice?
Oh, Gerard. Hi, this is Raymond
Okay.
from Pricebreaker. Allow me to take this question. So what can happen is, if you, I think I saw a question also about, let's say if you were to do an online booking, the moment it's approved, it's an automated process. It will straight away go into the issuance. The ticket will automatically be issued as part of the automation process. Say in the example of Alex, where the boss always has frequent changes, what can happen is this: you can go to Concur request, put in the request as an offline request. So it comes to us. Then because when it's an offline request, we will be liaising with you offline via emails. Then to finalize the itinerary. So during that process, we'll give you 3 codes. Then you can come back. We can create a tentative reservation first. Then until you are satisfied with the itinerary, then we push it back to Concur. Then subsequently for the approval. So anything before that, you can just make the changes. So but the moment you are satisfied with the itinerary, we push it back to Concur. The approver approves it. Again, it will go through the automated process to be issued. So so long you don't tell us to push it back to Concur, then we'll keep it that way. Yeah, we can work with you until you are satisfied with the itinerary before we push it in.
Okay, so in the view, if there are circumstances where things are not firm, it's best not to go online to do the request. It's best to go offline, and and then there will definitely be a validity period, right? And you will advise us on the validity period, and if it lapses, then you have to recode again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So like if it's purely online, that means you do it yourself. The moment it approves, it goes issued straight away. If you anticipate changes, we'll work on the request with you, then until you are satisfied. So of course, we have to work within the ticketing time limit. Then the moment you say, okay, you are ready to issue, we'll push it back to Concur, approval approves, and out we go.
Yeah, thank you. So Alex, I hope we have answered the two parts of your question. One is if there are change of itinerary there's unsettlement of the itinerary, and second, if you do need to do a provisional booking, that can you make changes during the provision that tentative period? It has been answered. So to your question on whether the funding, you have to wait for funding to be reversed. It really depends on your WBS and your boss. If there is enough, because it is the refund will take its cost eventually, because it's all going through the corporate account. But if your WBS is running low, you may not have the luxury of paying first or paying for another ticket or booking another ticket before the refund. So it depends on the health of your WBS and your bosses actually. I hope I've answered the question, Alex.
Just to also add, the moment your boss, the approver approves the again, once the approver approves the transaction, then what will happen is we will issue ticket. So at that, it is at that point of time, we will charge to the cluster's CTA card. So it means in a way it's paid. Yeah.
Thanks, Raymond. Thanks, Gerard. Now the next question, and it's also our as in NUS favorite question, is with regards to the price point. I think there is a request, or rather there's some feedback with regards to, TA's prices are not competitive. Can you give better corporate rates and things like that? Maybe this is a great opportunity to be sharing a little bit about how PA do the pricing, as well as the rest of the value-added services that is together with the price.
Thanks, Royston. Okay, regarding pricing, so first up is all the corporate fares are negotiated by VITA, Department of Ministry of Finance. So they aggregate the entire government's volume and they negotiate with 25 airlines to get the corporate rates. So price breaker, our role is to apply, we take the corporate rates that's being negotiated by VITA and we apply to all the individual trips as and when it is applicable. So what we have been doing before Concur is that we offer the corporate rates to all the travelers, and when the travelers request a lower price or they don't mind, they know that their trips is not subjected to changes, and they would like to have a restricted fare, then we will recode it to the restricted fare. Previously, by default, it was the corporate fare. So they tend to, corporate fares again have some form of flexibility, so they cost a little bit more. Again, the restricted fares tend to be stricter in terms and conditions, where they don't allow refund or changes comes with a heavy penalty. So with Concur, we will work with the same setting, which is the least cost logical, which is the direct and most economical fare. So we will change the way we quote. So by default now, we will quote the lowest fare, most direct and lowest fare to the NUS community. So now it's the reverse. If you want